Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Whoever's out there. Sorry, we lost track of time and didn't realise the music had finished. How you doing, everyone? Please feel free to come along, say hello, join in, throw some ideas out there, throw some questions out there. Anything we can do to help or transmit the wonder that is knowledge across to you beautiful people, we shall do so.
Knowledge
Also
is
Norwich.
power.
Norwich is power, apparently. Okay, the original plan for this lesson was we were going to carry on with the song we were working on last week, but I was chatting to the guy who I got the sheet music from. He wasn't overly keen on me using the sheet music on the stream, and I can understand his point because he's put a lot of work into that, and basically by showing it on my stream, it's kind of giving it away for free. So I completely get it, I completely sympathise, you know, it's how he tries to earn a living, so I don't want to shit all over that. So we are going to work on the song in the background, and we will then come back and show how Carrie's getting on at a later date. So that's the plan. Right. Okay, so please let us know if you can hear everything out there, if it's all coming through crystal clear, if the stream's okay. Because I had a couple of glitches before we started. Please let me know if all is good. Right, so the first thing before we start... If you are on Twitch and haven't followed, please click follow. Really appreciate it. Also, if you are on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ding the little bell, and that will let you know when I upload new content or go live. So really appreciate that. And if you are on Facebook, please click follow, share, like, you name it. Anything to help grow the stream, basically. And for anyone who wishes to donate and finds that what we do on the stream useful or helpful, please do. All right, so we are changing the content of this stream. We are going for a lesson on interpretation and improvisation. Now, I was chatting to Carrie about this before the stream, and she brought up a very, very valid point, which is, hang on, it's a boing, there we go. I just had them like I was holding a weird double-sticked willy.
That's what I've done.
Yeah, everyone's got their wee.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Hello, Haggart.
And Sam?
That was a while ago.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Hello, mate. How you doing, dear boy? So Carrie brought up a very, very valid point.
Really?
And she said that, why do I need to improvise if I'm learning how to play a song note for note? It's a very valid point. And there's a really, really good example of why it's important to have your own chops and that you're not just going by sheet music and learning songs note for note. It's great if you can do that, and it is an extra string to your bow if you can. But I've played, for example, with orchestral musicians, you know, brass sections. Thank you, Pete. Like brass sections, for example, other orchestral sections as well. We've had them at shows. They are absolutely spot on when you put some sheet music in front of them. Hello. When you put some sheet music in front of them, ask them to improvise, they can't, because they've never trained to.
They can't defer from the musical piece.
Exactly, they can't defer from what is in front of them. And if you ever get a point in a gig, maybe where you're standing in and you have to play a song that you don't know very well, but you kind of know it in your head, you need to have some chops that you can fall back on to be able to bring to the forefront, basically to get through the song and get through the show. A lot of drummers will do their own interpretations of songs. It won't mean they'll play it randomly, crazily different, but they will maybe put their own spin on it. They'll have that artistic freedom to play around with it a little bit and make it more enjoyable for them, and maybe more enjoyable for the audience too. So that is one of the reasons why. But as we said, you can have 4 different musicians, 4 different guitarists, all playing a cover of a song, and they will all play it slightly differently and in their own style. And that's what we like to develop when we play drums. We don't just want to play songs note for note, how someone else played it. We want to add our own artistic flair to it.
What did we say? You're embellishing it, but you're also putting your personality into it.
You're putting your personal stamp on it. And that's why we listen to we listen to guitarists like Brian May, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, even for people, you know, more simpler guitarists, people like Noel Gallagher. You can go for more bluesy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. The reason we listen to these different people is because they bring something different to the table.
So do you mean like if you were to listen to them, without, I don't know, if you had your eyes closed or something, you're playing, then they would like randomly select a drummer or a guitarist. You could go, right, okay, I know who that is because of how they do it.
There's a brilliant example of this when there was kind of, I can't remember the name of the band, but you had Steve Vai, Zach Wilde, Yngwie Malmsteen, Nuno Bettencourt, all of these players, Tony, somebody I can't remember his name, all these players on stage. And they would all take their turns in soloing and everything. And if you knew those guitarists and closed your eyes, you could pick out exactly who is playing at what time.
I like Yngwie. Is it Yngwie?
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know if it's neoclassical and biddly 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 biddly. You know it's Yngwie. If you hear guitar harmonics going like you know it's Zach Wilde. If you hear lots of or space guitar, you know it's Steve Vai. And that's the reason why we love individuality and uniqueness in playing. Yeah, and same with drummers. You'll get some drummers who are just shit. You know when.
There's another.
Thank you, Glenn. You know when Dave Grohl is playing because he is solid as hell. But he's very original as well. He's a sheer technical powerhouse.
He's a drummer though, isn't he?
Yeah. So Dave Grohl, and then you would hear someone like Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, who will put in a lot of kind of jazz rock embellishments and make it more interesting. You know the drum sound of John Bonham when he plays. You know all these different guys. If you are familiar with their music,
is that Def Leppard?
John Bonham was Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Why do I think
But Def Leppard is another one. A guy with one arm but has a real signature sound to his playing. So all of these guys are why we listen to different types of music, and that is why it's really good to bring your own thing. So what we're going to do today is one of the things that I find, and Haggart, if you're out there, you probably find this as well, a lot of us do, is over the years we've taken in a lot of information about drums, different drum fills, different grooves, but when it comes to bringing them to the forefront at a show or in songs, we kind of defer back to our default settings. I've got like 4 drum fills that all come to mind that I will probably use, and I've forgotten probably 90% of the stuff I've learned over the years.
It's because your brain starts to decline at the age of 41 and over.
And also we're drummers, so we weren't blessed with brains in the first place.
It's a very harsh thing to say about yourself. It's not very true.
Ask any drummer. We all accepted our limits of musicality. But so the idea is we want to play around with some ideas, take some simple ideas, see what we can do with them, where we can take them, how we can maybe move them onto different drums, how we can approach them in a fresh new way. There's so many different options that we don't always think of, and that's why it's good to have these sessions where we sit down, play around with some stuff and go, you know what, I really like that one, I like this one. If we've got an idea that we want to work on, we sit down and try and bring it to fruition rather than kind of like trying it once and going, no, I don't need that. I'm not going to do that.
I know plenty of people that do that.
Yeah, exactly. We've all done it at some point. But if you suffer with any of these drumming ailments, please let me know because it's always really good. And especially for you guys, how you keep things fresh with your playing, or are you happy with where you're sitting and how you play at the moment? Do you feel the need to freshen things up, or are you just happy with what your lot is? Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start off, first of all, we're going to just do some simple grooves, and then we're going to start trying to add little things into the groove just to make it more interesting. Okay? So I want you to start off with just a straightforward, ignore that double hit. So we're going for our bog standard rock drum. So take it away. Right. Now what I want you to do is keep playing, and I want you to start, I want you to keep the hand pattern the same, and we're going to start varying the bass drum pattern. Now if you make a mistake, keep going.
Right.
And if you know what you're trying to achieve, keep just practicing until you get what you're going for.
So just add more bass drums into it?
Yeah, just play around, see what happens.
Right.
Have you got your foot lifted up?
Yes.
You're not heel down?
Can you see that my foot lifted up on the camera? No, because I don't have a foot cam.
No, but you might need to drag your foot back a little bit because I think you're right up the pedal.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep playing around with it. Try different patterns.
Oh. I don't know.
That's right. Right, now let's try changing the snare pattern a little bit. Yep.
That's hard.
If it goes wrong, keep working at it.
Oops.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you can see you're moving around the groove. You're not keeping the groove the same every bar. You're trying to experiment a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've also got things that we can do with the groove. We can, for example, reverse the groove. So we start with our hands together.
I thought you started with the bass.
No, because we're reversing the groove. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Try and keep the hand going for eighth notes if you can.
So, what?
So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and snare bass, snare bass, snare bass, snare bass.
What?
That's it.
Oh, that's
Yep,
not.
that's it.
Hang on. Oh, that's horrible. Is that right?
Yep.
Hang on.
So
Hang on.
we start to get with our hands together.
What?
Think of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Yep.
Yeah.
Now try bringing in some bass drums in between.
Oh. In between?
Yeah, so for example, you go... So... Na 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 with a knick-knack paddywhack.
So... No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's it. Now, if you
Okay.
think of something like Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? So have a try at that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nearly.
that's horrible. So do that twice.
Yeah, so you get... And you'll get... Yeah,
it?
so...
It's not easy.
1, 2, 3, and 4, and... That's it. There you go. And 4, and 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
so-
can't restart that bar though.
No, but that's fine. But see, that's something else you can do with the groove. It doesn't just have to be a straightforward one. You can reverse it. You can change
You've
the...
just reversed it.
You have just reversed it. So, and you don't have to necessarily do it eighth notes. You can... If you want to give it a bit more power.
My foot's going up
It's all right.
with the sock.
So yeah, that's another thing you can
You
do.
just go.
No, I just bang. I caught my nose on my microphone. Obviously, you can move the drum beats and things around onto different drums. We've talked about this before. You don't have to play grooves just on the... You can... So like where you were doing that hand pattern. Try playing that hand pattern.
Oh. That's hard. Hang on.
If you try with the bass drum, try and go boom, ka ta ka boom 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 ba.
Oh.
Yep, go on. Now put your hand on the floor, Tom. Right hand on the floor, Tom. Right, now, after you do the initial snare hit, so snare, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, those off beats, try putting them on the first tom. That's it. That's it. You could do it all on toms.
God, that sounds like the beginning of Disturbed.
Yeah, well, that is basically sort of. I think it's like.
Yeah, down with the sickness.
Yeah,
isn't it?
something along those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, try that for example. So use your first tom like a snare.
Hang on. That's the floor tom.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm not doing the double bass thing. Hang on.
Right, now try moving that left hand around onto the different toms.
Yeah. Okay.
And the idea is to play around with the percussive sound of it until you think, right, that tom sounds a bit higher.
What about?
Yeah, exactly. Try it. No, but that's the thing. When you just sort of go, oh, I don't know, that's where you want to start pushing your idea and thinking, right, what is it I don't like about that? How can I change it into something that I prefer the sound of? So let's take that what you were doing. So you're going, boom, boom. You did that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I think. So. What?
Right, so let's think what we can do with that. And if there's a part of it that you don't like, how can we change it? What about, instead of playing the crash, hit the ride? Yeah, so you get boom, boom, ba, boom.
I'm going to try it. No, go back to the hi-hat, sounds better.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could even go...
yeah.
You know, you could use the crash as a push in the groove, so you get like boom, boom, ba, boom, 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 ba, boom, ba, boom, boom, boom. So if you had a riff that went like boom, boom, ba, da 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 dum, boom, ba, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, you could have sort of boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba. So it still has its place, and there's lots that you can do with it. Have a try.
So, that's your phone.
Yeah, my phone is pinging all over the place.
So, is it? Oh. Oh, how do you... Oh, sugar. Hang on.
Yeah. Boom, so boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, it's hard to get back to the... So it's... See, I can't... So it's... Yeah, I can't get it.
Right, so we're not going to accept I can't. We're going to try and work with it. So boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba. So we basically pause for a little bit and let the sort of feel of the groove carry on underneath. So boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom.
Sorry, I didn't... So... No.
So where you'll come back...
Am I missing it out there?
You'll miss out, so boom, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom. So you'll come back on like a boom. You'll come back with your bass drum on the floor, Tom, and then a boom, ba, like you're carrying on the groove. If you do it on the snare,
So was it? Oh, God. So what is it?
Boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba boom. Think boom boom ba ba da 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 dum bum ba.
I'm not doing my double bass, am I? Where does it go?
That's it. Boom ba boom ba boom.
No. Bomba.
Yeah, so you have a little pause because you've come in basically on the and of the 4, you've gone 1 and 2 and a 3. Sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. No, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. No, how? Sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's the same as playing, for example, if you were playing like just a straightforward groove. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All you're doing is bringing in the accent of the groove in a different place.
Yeah, but my brain can't pick up where I start off after I've done that crash. That's
okay,
what I'm
so
saying.
you'll go, let's think, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So it'll be like on the and of the 2.
Yeah, so is it together? So it's
Basically,
bass and then together?
I would do it. I would go floor tom and bass drum. So you're coming in, yeah, so boom, ba.
So
Bass drum and floor tom, and then the hands together.
I don't get
So
it.
boom, ba. Yeah.
No. Like that.
So boom, ba. Let's try it. I tell you, let's try it. Let's put it onto different drums so it sounds more like a groove context. Okay, let's go for that. Right, now what I want you to do is after you've hit the crash, I want you to go straight back onto your ride. So you're going to carry the 8th notes on.
I don't get that.
No, you will, it'll happen. So boom, ba 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 boom, ba boom. Boom, boom, ba 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 boom, ba boom.
Hang on.
Yep. Boom, boom, ba, boom, ba. Ba, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's picking up the groove. Boom, boom, ba.
No, that was wrong.
So if I was to, for example, don't know how much of this will pick up. Right, so if we played like a sort of a... That is what you're basically doing when you play that crash. Okay?
What, when you just go
When
with
I
the
go
strings at the end?
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's try. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
And I want you to join in, okay? Don't
Right.
worry if it cocks up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So now you've heard it in a musical context. Does that make more sense?
I can pick it up a lot easier if somebody's playing music to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now let's try going back to our floor tom. So we're playing exactly the same thing. We're just changing the ride symbol to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Cool. So just by doing that little thing, this is one of the reasons we do these streams, is because everyone will have a different way of being able to pick stuff up. And a lot of people will play it and go, no, I can't do it, I can't do it. We just need to find the way for it all to sync and make it work.
Mm.
So there, you see, we just so we've taken a straightforward groove, we've added a little push into it, and that groove has now become something that you can play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we need that kind of personal development time. Now, obviously, there's lots of other things we could do with loads of different grooves. There's hi-hat opening and closing, but we want to do some stuff with drum fills as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because drum fills are one of those things that are great fun, and we can really bring out...
Thank you, Kenny.
Hi, you're brilliant pros. Oh, cheers, Kenny. It's the same as guitarists who have to sit at home and like practice a certain guitar lick all the time. You know, maybe it's some bend stuff, maybe it's some guitar runs.
Mm-hmm.
They have to play it until it becomes second nature, and then they can add that into part of what their a solo is, for example.
Punctuation.
Yeah, a solo is a combination of different techniques and notes. Same as, and this is one of the things we were talking about, what I want to try and do on this stream at some point is create a little spinny wheel that has all different elements of what makes a drum fill. Like, for example, different hand patterns, whether using the snare, the toms, the cymbals, the bass drums, so that it forces you to play on different things. Like, for example, if we span that wheel and it came up with 16th notes, flams, and bass drum, you think, right, okay, I've got to incorporate all of those things. So let's think 16th notes, bass drum, and and flams. So there we go. We've just incorporated 16ths, bass, flam, bass, dum. Or do it the other way round. Sorry. You know, little ideas like that, so that it forces us to try these different techniques. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a simple drum roll, okay, and then we're going to see how we can change it and extend it into something else. All right, so I want you to start off with just a...
That's what I was doing at the beginning, wasn't it?
Okay, right, so we've got that pattern. What else can we do with it? Okay, let's change some of the hits.
Something like that.
Right, so let's take that idea. So we want to add a bass drum in. Where can we add that bass drum in? Okay, let's think. Ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, ba, ba. So we could go ba, 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 boom, ba. Or, yeah, ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba. So we've added it in there. We could maybe add it at the start, or, you know, we could change the sound of it completely. So let's go for that again then. So... yeah.
But I added a flam rather than...
That's fine. So you added a flam. To be honest, a flam would probably sound a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's got a bit more substance to it. Okay, so let's think, what else can we do? What if, on the ba-ba-ba-ba, we change some of the hits onto a different drum?
No.
So if we take, for example, how you've progressed it already... If from there we think, right, in those ba-ba-ba-ba hits, what if I maybe do the first two on a tom?
No. That sounds better. I don't know.
Right, so let's go. We'll work with what we've had before. Ba-ba-ba-ba-boom-ba. Right? So...
yeah.
So that's where... Good. Right, or we can go, we could do it the other way round. Go tom, snare, bass, flam. Bum ba 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 bum ba. Yeah?
Well, it wasn't really a flam, but yeah.
That's okay. Right, so now we have, from our really basic fill, or your one. Yeah, so we've changed it. We think, right, could we add something in before it? So we start, let's say we start our, yeah, okay, so you hit a crash. How could, if we, so you could do that. We could have a crash at the start of it.
Well, that sounds better.
Yeah, so bum, ba, 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 bum, ba. So if we're going to do a crash, we'd use a bass drum as well.
What was that?
Yeah, so obviously that crash is like the first hit of your drum roll. So you'd go right, left, right, left. Yeah. And the same, do you remember when we talked about using like if you do a just using a crash and a bass drum as your first hit. So you just literally, instead of doing the whole roll on the snare, you're just moving one hit onto a different drum. So you just use that hit as part of your roll, basically. So that's it. Right, so let's think. That comes in on 1, 2, ba 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 ba. So what if we wanted to extend the roll more towards, so we've got like a whole bar of drum fill?
I don't know.
Well, let's think. Pick an object on the drum kit.
One tom.
Right, one tom. Okay, so let's think. So we know that our second half is going to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could go maybe, for example, flam bass, flam. Hang on, let's think. Da, 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 da. So ba 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 bum bum ba 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 ba. You could try something like that, for example. So I go bum 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 ba 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 bum ba.
So is it right, left, right?
Right. I'm doing right, left, right, left, right, left. And then I'm using what we've just worked out. Yeah, so we're constructing a drum fill. Ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum ba. There you go. Let's think of another idea we could do. Say if you didn't just use one drum, what if we used two? We could do a bit of a build-up. Yeah. So all these different ideas, we've just taken the most simple drum fill, elaborated on it, added more parts into it. You could even do a... So instead of bum, we could go...
Oh, you didn't open?
You can do it open or do it closed, whichever... If you're doing that, you'd have to bring your bass drum in.
Oh.
That's it. And then...
Oh.
Yeah, so... Ba, ba, ba. So this is what we get when we actually break it down into sections and ideas. Because if you put that whole drum fill together to someone who's just first heard it, if you're playing it more up to speed, you'd get... Now that's quite a complicated little fill with a lot going on. But when we break it up into our little subsections, we know, okay, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yeah, I can't play it that fast.
No, but you don't need to. I'm just showing what happens when you play it more up to speed. So let's take our sections. Ba 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 boom boom.
Oh no.
Nearly.
Ah.
Yep. And second section.
Oops. I used
Right,
this
so
one.
let's see if we can fit them all together.
What? Do it all in one thing.
So ba 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 boom 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 ba 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 boom. So basically, your bass drum's going to go 3 times. Ba 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 boom boom boom. Yep. And the thing is, you can do all this. You can do all of these bits separately. There you go.
Okay.
Cool. You could also, instead of going, we could bring some cymbal crashes in.
So you're going.
So we're going hands together, snare and crash, bass, snare and crash, bass. So ba boom, then boom ba 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 boom ba.
So. Oh.
So you'd go.
Yeah.
Then you would do a bass and a crash afterwards. So ba boom ba boom ba 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 boom ba. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
So there's another idea we can play with.
Mhm.
Yeah. What we've talked about before, if you say you wanted to do like a drum roll around the kit. Yeah.
Is it my hi-hat that's not open?
No, that might be me catching that cymbal.
So what? Is that what you just did?
Yeah, so bada 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 bada.
That's not out of tune. That's not out in time whatsoever.
Try again. That's better. There we go. Right. Now we'll see if we break that up a little bit. Well, like ba 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 ba. Try it. So ba 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 bum 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 bum.
So there's like how many notes on the
Bum bum
third
bum
and
bum
second
bum
one?
bum. Yeah, bum 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 bum. So if I did it all on the snare, ba 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 ba.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I get that. But what toms are you using when you do it?
Doesn't matter. Try doing it and see what works.
So.
There you go.
Okay.
Do it a couple of times. Right, now try changing it around on different drums. No, so when you try it, keep playing till you get something that sticks with you and you think, oh, actually, I quite like that.
Well, the first one we did was pretty good.
Yeah.
That probably sounds a bit preferable.
Yeah, but you can do it between 2 drums. Remember, when you're working out stuff for yourself, the only thing that matters is if it sounds good.
Mhm.
Yeah, as long as there's thousands upon thousands of different combinations that you could play with that. That ba, if you've got ba 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 ba. Some will sound better than others. If I went,
That sounds pretty good though. Still.
yeah, but what I'd have to do is if I'm doing those, I'd have to bring it. So, what to do? Ba 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 ba. If I was doing that, I'd probably have to use bass drums when I'm doing the cymbals. So be. And things like that, which is a very kind of metal drum fill, isn't it? But again, you can use that, or you could break it up in all different ways. But just even that, playing that in a fill, if you were to go... instead of... You've already got something that sounds a bit more exciting. What could we do from there? Or... let's try adding a crash at the start.
So we had to be bass and crash first?
Yep. Right, remember, that crash is part of your drum fill. So your neck... yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Yeah. Right, so let's do that again. Let's do that a couple of times.
I can't remember it now.
You've got to make sure that you don't go right.
Play that differently.
Doesn't matter. Right, let's keep going. Because we need to get into the habit of doing that right, left, right, left.
Oh, that was weird. So is it right? Is that right?
Yeah, right, left, right, left, right, left, da-da-da-da-dun. Yeah.
I'm dragging my stick now.
Right, so let's see what else we can do with that now. So, let's think. So, right, we could bring another crash in. Boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, 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 boom, 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 boom. So, boom, ba, 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 boom, ba, 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 boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
not right. It is right.
That is, go for it. And one really good thing to remember is when you're working this stuff out, and we said there's no right or wrong, just what sounds good. The amount of times that when like people jam in a studio or something and they just accidentally play something wrong and it happens to lead to something really good. Just an accidental hit, like when I was just faffing about with that. So I just realised why my hi-hat wasn't doing what I thought because you got your foot on it.
Oh.
It's all right, doesn't matter. But just that, when you think, oh, actually, if I just threw that in or accidentally played that, that actually works.
Sorry, my headset's really
That's all right.
It's squeezing my brain.
So, right, so we've seen there, we've taken that feel from just... Right, let's see what else we can do with that, because you've been doing some double bass drumming.
Mm-hmm.
So, these 16th notes... What happens if we maybe put some on a bass drum? So instead of ba 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 ba, every third and fourth one we stick on a bass drum.
So it's
right, left on the feet. Ba ba boom boom ba ba boom boom ba ba boom ba ba boom boom. Yeah, now if we go.
So. Oh.
Yeah. Now if you play a groove. So what we're doing, when you do the last one, you'll have to go right, left, right, and because you're going into a new bar. So you boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. Right, left, right. So that it goes round.
So what is it?
So you start off with a groove.
Or is that right, left?
Yeah, just normal. No, you don't have to worry about doing the double bassing in the groove. Yep, bap, bap. And then you'll go, yeah, right, left, right.
That's what I did, yeah. So it's... Is that right?
Yeah, so, and you'd probably end on a crash.
So... So... Can't do it.
That's it.
Oh shit.
It's alright, but you've got, that's the, go for it again.
Can't remember now.
There you go. Right, let's do it 4 times.
Oh, sugar. Oh, sugar. No, can't do it. No. My brain's gone.
Okay, give it a rest.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see there, so we've just made that just simple drum fill a bit more interesting by breaking it up onto different drums. And again, there's umpteen, so many different combinations of things that you could use, and it all comes down to your own discretion. But don't ever be afraid to, if you just try something and go, oh, I don't like it, try and make it into something you do like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're just using straightforward hand, right, left patterns here. You know, if you start bringing in different patterns, like paradiddles, you know, you start getting all sorts of weird things. If we take, let's take, for example, a straightforward groove. Let's try this. So we're going to go right, left, hound. Right, left, left. Boom, cat, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. So all we're doing is going 1 and 2 and right, left.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Is that right?
Do it again. Right, don't worry about doing the third hit. So don't go... I mean, you can do. There's no reason you can't.
So
But while we're trying to do this right, left pattern... Yeah, so boom, ba, ka, da, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. When you do the snare, just let the left hand go down on its own. So you get your normal half of a bar. Right, left. Yeah. Yeah, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, 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 ba, boom.
whoops. No. No. What is it?
right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left. That's it. Boom ba boom boom ba boom 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 ba dum boom ba boom boom ba boom.
No.
That's it. Can't even hear the snare. Wear ear protection, folks. Is your hearing bad, TL? I didn't realise. But yes, as a Kai Minor piece said to me, wear ear condoms so that you don't get hearing aids. It's a good point. But yeah, so if that little pattern can change a groove from to just adds a, when you bring it down into like a gentle ghost notey type groove, so you're not going, and you can use that, but if you want to just flavour up a straightforward groove, it can just, in the midst of a song, just again add an extra element to it on the ride. Especially play.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before, though, have I?
No. So this is I think we've had a look at different hand patterns, but when you extend those hand patterns, like with paradiddles and sort of that's a paradiddle, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Yeah, or my cheating paradiddle, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in really handy when you're doing things like double bass drumming. So if you've got like a... If you start then using like the pattern you just did. It starts to flavour it up. Use a paradiddle even. Oh, that sounded a bit sloppy, hang on. Also, my favourite one. So it's something that makes it more interesting, and the more you can play around with the hand pattern in just a straightforward groove. Ooh. So using a combination of doubles and singles and things like that, it opens up a whole new world away from those. Just little doubles.
Yeah.
So even try that. So try going. So 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4.
Oh, it's hard to bring the coordinate.
That's it. And what you can do as well, if you're playing, you can do it this way. So if you're playing like a... Literally, I'm just doing a little 16th note. And 2, right, left.
Sorry, that's hard.
That's it.
That's how Josh plays Radio Gaga, isn't it?
Josh goes. So your typical disco beat. But again, even with things like that, you can tweak that up a bit. Doing a little ba-ba-ba-bum, a little 30-second note. So with your doing that, you can also extend that. Have a try of that. So boom, 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4. 1 and 2 and a 3 E and. That's it. Yeah, that would be right. Yeah.
No.
Boom and 2 and a 3 E and 4. So.
It's hard.
Don't worry about the bass drum yet. Yep. Bum 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 bam. Bum bum ba bum 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 bum. Now try and bring a bass drum just at the start.
Oh, sugar. What are we doing?
If you start off, in your what you want to be thinking of mainly is being in your rock position. You know, you're straightforward, and that little when you start to do the 16th notes, that's just a little change. So if you think of yourself just sitting there in your groove nicely, and then just occasionally going. So your main focus is your 8th note groove, and your little 16ths. So you don't want to be prepared for the 16ths all the way through, going like, ready for it. You just want to be in your normal cross hands position. And then you just move the hand over when it needs it, and then back again. That's it.
Oh, sugar. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh.
Cool. What is our volume on this, by the way? 1, 2. Yeah, we're at a good volume. Right, our time is nearly up. That's nearly been an hour.
It has been an hour.
It has been an hour. But yeah, so that's just a little... the reason I wanted to touch on this, ladies and gents, is because, as we said before, it's very easy to just go by your music and not experiment and play around. And I mean, this is drummers put hours and hours into coming up with little things, learning new things, twisting them around, making them their own. Most of the time, we get our drum fills and our drum grooves from stealing from other people. But it's how we then fit them all together that makes our playing. The simple... That has been done to death by pretty much every drummer on the planet. But when you combine that with something else maybe that you've stole from another drummer, so take, for example, like a... And you get... And you combine the two, you've got something new and different. So you can take anything from anybody, chop it up, change it around, swirl it around a little bit, spit it back out, and see what you get at the end of it.
I like tasting wine.
Yeah, pretty much. And don't be afraid to say, play around and just have little ideas. And if the idea doesn't sound good, play around with it a bit more until it becomes something you like. And then once you do that, try and remember it. Try and use it in songs, and because there is so much scope for when you're just playing a simple rock song, anything, your typical, like Sweet Home Alabama, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, 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 ba. That's one of my favourite ones. because it's a bit of a different hand pattern. Right, left, right, left, right, left. And instead of going, I go. It just has a different sound. You know, but I could different hand pattern. Go. You know, the options are infinite. Just play around. A lot of time things don't work, but if they do, then you've discovered something new. Right. So how does that feel?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah?
I've just got some practice to do, haven't I?
Yeah, just pinch as many things as possible from other songs is the key for anything. And once you've learnt more songs, once you've stolen things from other people, hopefully they'll stick and they will become your own in time.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, yeah. Right. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you.
Please, we would really love some feedback from people who watch these streams, because remember, it's the whole idea is to show a drummer's journey, you know, and there's lots of different elements to it, but we also want to make it interesting for you guys to watch. So if you find there's things that we do that you don't think particularly work, if there's anything that you can recommend that you think would be a better approach for us to do, please let us know. Apart from that, we will see you next week. I don't know if I'll be able to fit a stream in this Thursday, as I've had some singing recording work come in, which I need to get done. So depending on how I get on with that and whether they like what I do or not.
I'm sure they will.
Needs more dragons. Absolutely. Yes, we need to do some Rhapsody of Fire or Dragon Force, and yeah, songs about battles, wizards, etc., etc. That's what
Sure,
we
we
need.
can fit that in at some point.
Yeah, you need to do some more triumphant kind of drumming, some more sort of songs that sound like you're going into battle. No, that's
Sounds like Over the Hills and Far Away. But
yeah, but also was it na 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 na?
yeah.
Oh, who did? Isn't that Pink?
Yeah, I think so. No, not Cream. Wizards in Space. What's he saying?
Wizards in Space. Yeah, there was a meme going around that said, when you hear a song about, or when you hear the guitar start playing a song about battle, then you hear that it's got wizards. Then the wizards are in space. It's like the best, it's going to be the best song ever. Incorporates all your favourite things. But yeah, any feedback, please let us know, and we really appreciate it.
Yep.
So thanks very much for tuning, everyone. Love you as always. And
that was my Chewy chair.
Chewy. All right, everybody, take care. May see you on Thursday, should a stream pop up. But if not, we'll see you next Monday. There are some things coming up in the pipeline. We've got a few more in the pipeline. I wish there were more things in the pipeline. More things in the pipeline. We've got a few more artist profiles and also some more sort of serious talks on various subjects. So it should be quite interesting. So all the best, everyone. Take care. Tatty bye. See you soon. Have fun. All the best. Mwah.